Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and this is part 13. The real part 13 of my attempt to conserve the Cisco Kid number 15 from 1953. Now I know you're all wondering what's underneath this Teflon sheet, and I'm going to show you right after this. Now, I'm sure you're all aware that what is under here is a weekend long and then a little bit attempt to get the pulp the way I wanted it. And I'm sure you've guessed that I've already looked at it. And I'm kind of happy with it, but there's some problems too, and we'll get into that. But I know what you want to see. You want to see what it looks like. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take this off, take the Teflon sheet, put it off to the side, and then we're going to remove this very carefully, because some of it might be sticking. Yep, just what I thought. Some of it is definitely sticking. And not all of it has come up the way I would hope. I'm happy with the coloration of my, but I have a lot of places that it's overlapped, and I have some spots that didn't stick down. I'm going to use a little bit of nori paste to stick that down. And then once that dries, of course, I'll go ahead and trim it. Overall, I've got some pieces here that still need reinforcement, and I'm going to use a little bit of Tungujo paper. Not this whole thing, obviously, but I'll take a piece off of it and reinforce the spine, because it's still split in areas and it's not quite as strong as what I would like. But let's take a look at the other side before I do that. And I'm just going to lift it up. I'm going to take off that. We're going to set it down there. Like I said, I'm kind of happy with the way that turned out, but there are pieces that don't make me too happy, like this flipped over. And I don't know if I have something that can bring it back or not. We'll try this. No, it's stuck on there. I'm going to have to get that damp to get it to come off of there. And I might destroy it while I'm doing it, so that's not too good. And I need to get, it's got a little bit of furnish here and in here, and I want to try to get as much of that off as possible. So let me get what I need, and we'll continue on. So what is it that I went over and got, and what is it that I think I need? Well, I got some cotton rounds and some distilled water, and I'm going to treat this the same way I would if I was just going to take and try to remove a little bit of stuck paper to a cover, which is what it is. A little tiny bit of water, because I don't want to get it wet, I want to get it damp. And as you can see, a very small amount of water on that cotton round. And then I'm going to very gently try to remove some of that without getting it overly wet. This is actually a tear here that is not sealed. It seems to be working pretty well. You can see I've got some pieces on there. Yeah, I like that. Get that a little damper. The reason I want to get it a little damper is I want to try to get it to flip over. If I can. I might need to get an X-Acto knife or some blade. I don't have a blade here handy. All I got is brushes. So let me go get that and I'll be right back. And we are back, and I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to see if I can lift that without destroying it, without causing any more damage. And it's stuck pretty good. So I'm going to use a little bit of just a couple of drops is all I need to put on there. Just enough. Just want to get it a little bit damp. And while I'm at it, there's a few more spots that maybe I can take some. Alright, that's a little damp. Maybe I can flip over now if I'm really lucky. And no, I don't think it's going to. No, I'm not going to be able to get it off of there, but I do want to have that color showing through, so what I'm going to do is we're just going to see if we can remove it. I can't save the piece, but I can remove it, I think. So let that settle. A little bit up here. I'm going to let all of that dry, and I'll be back in a bit. I think I'm going to eat some breakfast. I forgot to turn the camera on. I sealed it here. There's a little tear there. I sealed with some nori paste and Tengujo paper, and then from about here down all the way to there, that's 2 pieces that I put in, and then I put a little bit of nori paste under this to hold it down to see how that's going to work. Unfortunately, like I said, I forgot to turn my camera on. It happens. What I'm going to do now, and notice I'm not using my Kollecting paper for this. All I'm using is the Teflon sheets. This is what I use because things don't really stick too well to Teflon sheets. And I'm going to take this book. This is an old Aunt Irma's Coke book by Irma Bombeck, which is, yeah, it's not the best shape in the world, but it was good reading. And about 4 pounds of weight. And I'm going to let it sit probably for 3, 4, or 5 hours, whatever, until it dries. Been a couple hours. Let's take a look at this. I think Yeah, it's nice and dry. And now you can see why I use the Teflon paper, because it doesn't stick at all. I think what I want to do is put this in my... oh, I need another piece. We'll need a little bit here too, maybe. It's real thin there. What I think I want to do is put this in my humidity chamber, and then maybe give it a quick heat press just to flatten it out. And then we'll go ahead and trim it. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Not super crazy about the way the inside looks. It's a little yellowy, but I'm really happy about the way it looks on the outside. So I guess you got to take what you can get, huh? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick this in my steamer, which means put this back on it. I won't have the Teflon paper on it when I put it in the steamer, though. I'll just have the Kollecting on it. And that's just to make sure that... Actually, there's no reason for me to leave the Kollecting on it, but that's the way I do it for the steamer. When it's a single issue, or when it's a single wrap like that. So I'm going to stick it in the steamer. I'm going to give it a heat press, and we'll get back on it, and I'll go ahead and trim it out. That's going to be it for this video, and the reason is because I don't want the video to go too long. So yeah, do all the YouTube stuff, you know, like, subscribe, tell all your friends about it if you liked it, and if you didn't like it, tell all your friends about it so they can laugh at me. I'm okay either way. It's all right. We don't mind. I'll see you tonight on my live stream. Never know what's going to show up there. In the meantime, have yourself a great great day, and yeah, we'll see you later. Bye.